Okay, you probably know I love me a polished video and a script and a plan, and I do not have that today, but I have an idea. If you've known me very long at all, you know I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, maybe 30 years in some way or another. Even when I had a 9-to-5, I always had a side hustle, something going on. So I kind of turned into someone who could help you start and build your business. And most people call that a coach, but whatever, a helper or a supporter or a accountability partner, or whatever it is, that's what I've been doing mostly for maybe the last 3 years. Recently, I found something that I am really, really good at. And I'm having so much fun. I've never really considered myself techie. I'm just so much more creative. And that's why even in the real estate company, what I loved so much was the end product, which unfortunately it's 4 months of work and then 4 seconds of end product. And then you move on to the next 4 months of work. So that part was hard. I just consider myself more creative. But recently, I have learned to build software. I'm able to take ideas and articulate them in a way that it comes up with a software, a portal, a hub, a command center, whatever you want to call it. And I have just built 2 that I wanted to talk to you about. And full disclosure, it is mainly because I am ready for another client. I'm ready to build another one. I've built probably 7 for myself, and now I've built 3 for other people. I built more sites than that, so I was trying to remember. But I have built a author command center. So it was for a specific person that asked for help. And so that's where the idea came from. And now if she wants, she can write in this portal. It keeps track of her word count. It separates her chapters for her. It does minimal autocorrect type stuff. I wouldn't say it edits at all. It also has a launch prep section where she has a launch date in mind when she wants to put this book out in the world, and it gives her all the steps that she needs to be doing until that day. It has a launch team section and a launch strategy to be on a bestseller list on Amazon. So when you combine her team with that strategy, then she has more people helping her get her book out there. Another one that I did, I did do 4. Another one that I did was for a nonprofit, and they have multiple properties, and they were not getting a centralized ticketing system for their maintenance, regularly scheduled maintenance. And then also if there were problems, they were just being emailed, and there was no way to keep track of how long ago did they email, has it been fixed, who fixed it, how much was it, none of that. So now they have a central system where anybody that they give permission to can come in and submit a ticket. And then we have time limits depending on what level of ticket it is. And then if that ticket is not taken care of in the system, then it emails a certain group of people. You can kind of understand how this is going. It also is keeping track of the financial part of it. It keeps track of their vendors, so they know exactly how to reach what vendor and who worked on this house last or this property last. So that has been really great. There's still some tweaking on that one. It is not active yet, but that one's been really fun. And then I did one called Legacy Campaign. And so this was for someone who's doing a capital campaign. And it has 2 facing systems. It has one that's facing the public, that's minimal, and it says, hey, here's our goal. This is what we've reached. Thanks, Sammy, for being our biggest donor. It might have some kind of shout out to inspire people to donate. But then the real system behind it, so that's more of a website-y type thing. The real system behind it is keeping track of their donors, keeping track of their communications, keeping track of who's reaching out to who, how far are they on their goal, what is their next marketing plan, what's their next campaign boost or push. Like, all of that is now inside of one place where anybody on that team that works to build the campaign can come in, see their roles, leave each other messages, and then also keep track of all the campaign that's going on. And if they reach out to me and said, Sammy, you gave last year, but you haven't given this year, and I say, well, let me talk to my husband. Probably all of you know I would never say that, and so they said, okay, we'll call you back in 3 days. And so they can mark it in the hub, call Sammy in 3 days. And if they don't call me, it turns bright red. And then people know, oh, Joe was supposed to call Sammy. Joe, why didn't you call? Oh, I'll call now. Or I did call, I forgot to mark it. We all know that happens. So that has been very exciting. And that is in about phase 2 of 3. One that I've completely finished is called Pipeline to Profit. And it is for people in real estate. It's for agents or brokers, obviously, investors, landlords, Airbnb hosts. It's also for anyone who is in the real estate realm, like photographers or even contractors, plumbers, roofers, whatever. It all fits into this system. And so it has multiple sections in it where it has a dashboard so you can keep track of your goals, what you've tried. If you insert your goals in, then it tells you, okay, you're on day 12 of your 30-day goal. You're on track to make it, or you're a little behind, do a push, something like that. It has your profit graphs. It has all of that in there. And then it has a flip calendar calculator and an ARV calculator. You can do bids, you can create bids, or you can accept bids depending on what your role is, and you can have a vendor list. So that one is completely finished, and it is my biggest one. It is huge, and I just have my experience, my background in real estate really helped me put that together, and things that I wished I had, or I had, but they were in several different places. And so this combined all those things. It has CEO money in it, which you can also use separately. It doesn't have to be in Pipeline for Profit, but that is keeping track of what's going in and out. It's a simplified bookkeeping system. It's built for someone who is just a single person, maybe 2 or 3 employees, but very small. Did you know, fun fact, a small business is 100 employees or less, which I always thought of it as being like 7. So I thought that was interesting. I've also done a marketplace one where it's a national marketplace where you can connect with people and rent RVs through them. And so you list your RV, and there's some regulatory stuff around having insurance and all that. And that's all included in there. And then if they don't have insurance, there's a link to go buy insurance. So they can put their RV in there and then rent it out to somebody, or you want to go on a trip. I don't know why I pointed at myself. I do not want to do that. And you need an RV, you can go find one on there. That was the first one that I built, actually. And that's how I learned to build the database behind it. And just recently, about 3 days ago, I learned to install payment inside of a site instead of having them go out of the site. Click over to PayPal or Stripe or whatever. I'm learning as I go and really excited to do my next one, but I don't know what that is. So if you have some idea, if you've always wanted to build an app, if there's something in your head you want to get out, or you've heard a friend talk about that, hey, I wish I could do this, blah, blah, blah. It is very affordable, less than building a website usually. The prices, just to be completely transparent, start at $1,200 for a very basic, usually 1 to 2 page portal. Maybe I should figure out what to name these, and goes up from there. Probably $3,600 would probably be the largest for the Pipeline to Profit, which is the biggest one I built so far. So I just wanted to come on and tell everybody what I'm doing after all of these things. I have all these experience with businesses and being able to put them all in one place in a way that I wish I'd had a long time ago. So if you're interested in something like that or know someone who is, I am asking you to tell me, or you can always reach out and I'll be completely honest if I can do it, if I can help you, or point you in the direction of somebody else that can help. But like I said, I'm just ready for a new project. So send it my way. Thanks for watching. Bye.